Ball one. In the bullpen is Bill Lee, the youngster just acquired from Pittsfield. Foul ball out of play. Jerry getting the pine tar rag from Syd O'Brien. Washington now leads Baltimore 7-6 at the end of 6. Boy, they're having quite a battle down there in Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. And Moses is on. Ball to the left of Larry Brown, a base hit for Jerry. Runner at first base and nobody out in the last of the third, and O'Brien comes up. He grounded out to the first baseman unassisted in the first. Drive to left. Home run. Syd O'Brien gets his second home run in the last 2 nights, and it is now 6-3 Cleveland as Dalton Jones comes up. Strike one. Jones grounded out to Tony Horton at first base in the first inning with a pitcher covering. Strike two. Great stop by Horton, but he throws it past Williams, and Jones is on. Horton did very well to get over there and stop that ball. It's a base hit for Jones. Here's another look at it. As you see Horton go over and get the ball, but then Tony wheeled around and tried to throw it to Williams on the run, and it got past him. It's a base hit, and the batter now is Yastrzemski, who had a walk in the first inning. 6-3, favor of the Indians. Boston won the first one 3-1.
Coming on is young Lee. Looks like he's got a fine delivery, nice free arm. I haven't seen that many bases on balls in a long time, as I have in that. I was just telling Ken earlier that I had a game in the minor leagues one time where there was 5 in 1 inning, but they didn't score. The opposition didn't score, and this happened in the club that I was managing. Bases were full with nobody out. Bob Rogers happened to be my catcher, and they didn't score a run. It's always strange. When you get bases on balls, something always happens. Well, Bill Lee is ready, so here's Ned Martin to bring it to you.
Okay, cheers just came up as they posted the Washington-Baltimore score. The Senators lead 10-6 over Baltimore after 7 innings. Bill Lee pitching now to Duke Sims, and there's ball one. Here's a youngster pitching in his first major league game, as John told you, an excellent record at Pittsfield. Joined them just a couple of days ago. He was former University of Southern California pitching star with their NCAA champions in 1968. ball. He was a high draft pick for the Red Sox last year. Joe Stevenson signed him out in California. He graduated from Southern Cal last January. He had 2 wins in 2 days in the College World Series of 1968. And he gives up a foul ball that time to Duke Sims, and Sims is really mad. Oh, does he want that base hit? Duke Sims almost charged the first base umpire, Bob Stewart, who did not make a call on it. And let's watch it again. Here is Sims. He cracked one good. And down the line it goes. You see where it hits. Right there, and no call made by Stewart right off the bat. Finally, he waved it foul as Tony started for it, and Sims charged it. They're back live now, and Sims, number 9, is hopping mad. What do you have to do, he says. He came close to charging Stewart. Now he's talking to Red Flaherty, the plate umpire, who also made no call on it immediately. But finally, Stewart waved it foul, and that's the way it stands. The count is 2 balls, 1 strike to Sims. Well, that was about as close as that drive that Frank Robinson hit in Baltimore in the opening series, the second game of the year, which caused such a ruckus when Emmett Ashford called it foul. There's Alvin Dark talking to Stewart still. In this series, this homestand, the umpires have had it rougher than some of the pitchers. Dark has been displeased tonight anyway, as you saw when he slammed down the rosin when he was talking to Stan Williams earlier. Score here is Cleveland 6, the Red Sox 3. We're in the top of the 4th inning. They had a 32-minute 3rd inning, seeing 5 walks in that time, 4 of them in a row. Seen the Red Sox come back for a couple with Syd O'Brien's 2nd home run in 2 nights. So stay close. Who knows what may lurk. There's a ball, and it's 3-1 to Sims. Bill Lee, who was born in California but makes his home now in Jackson, Mississippi. Last year with Winston-Salem, won 3 and lost 3, and with Waterloo also last year was 1-1. Got a good motion, but he walks Sims, and there's another walk. Vicente Romo pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit and walked 2, but was not charged with any runs. All 5 runs, or all 6 runs in the game charged to Mike Nagy. 5 in that 3rd inning. Tony Horton up. Strike. Well, Lee has a pretty good baseball name. Remember Big Bill Lee of the Chicago Cubs in the 30s. One of the standout National League pitchers. This boy is no relation. 1-1. Red Sox pitching in a jam, of course, having to bring up this youngster whom they'd rather leave in the minors and let him take a full start every 4th day. Pitching is hard to get. There's a foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tony Horton. Foul, Gibson chasing, but out of play. One and 2. Horton is 2 for 2 in this game, a double and a single. He has driven in a run and scored a run. Look at that move. He had about 8 head fakes before he threw over there. Looks like he was watching a tennis match for a while. 1-2. Two and two.
Boy, he has a good move, Ned.
He's got a big free delivery too, one of those overpowering type of deliveries. He can get the pitch where he wants it. Could be effective. That's ball 3. 3-2 to Horton. Gibson claiming that Horton broke his wrists and went around on that one, but he did not, according to umpire Flaherty. Now Tony has a word with the Hawk. He wants something. Cleveland trainer Wally Bach. And maybe something's in Horton's eye. Yep, that's it. Well, we saw Harrelson lose a shoe and replace it last night in right field. Now Horton has something in his eye. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here he goes again. I think Sims was waiting for it that time, though.
He has an unusual move, and an unusual good one, too, Ned.
Walks Horton. 2 walks in a row. Nine Indians have walked tonight. And Harrelson comes up with runners on again. Runners at first and second, nobody out in the 4th inning. Cleveland leading 6-3. Indians have had only 4 hits in this game, all 4 off Nagy. Ball 1 to Harrelson. Harrelson in this game has struck out and had a bloop single to right. That single was in the big 3rd inning, and Hawk later came around to score. Ball 2. 2-0. Bill Landis working in the Red Sox bullpen. Harrelson has 1 hit in the series thus far. Scott taking it foul. George hoping that that ball would stay in there fair so he could step on the bag and turn it into a double play. But it cut out on him, and the count is 2-1. In that Washington-Baltimore game, the Senators did not score in the 8th. They lead Baltimore 10-6. The Orioles batting in the bottom of the 8th inning. And it's Detroit 3, New York 2 at the end of 5½. Norm Cash has homered for the Tigers. Rest of the games on the West Coast. Way outside, ball 3. 3-1 to Harrelson. Cards beat Montreal 8-1 in the first game. They're tied up 3-3 after 4 in the second. Philadelphia and the Mets are tied 5-5 after 7½ at New York. Atlanta beat the Dodgers 5-3. Cincinnati leading San Diego 1-0 after 7.5. The Cubs beat the Pirates this afternoon 5-2. There is a good stop by Scotty. 1, 2, double play. 5-4-3, double play. Scott making a good play. Let's watch it again. Almost a base hit. He took it right out, picked it right out of the air, and a nice relay by O'Brien, getting Harrelson. And quickly there are 2 away with Sims reaching third. What looked for a moment to be a single to left turned into a 5-4-3 double play.
There were 2 good plays right there. Scott made a fine play, Ned, and of course O'Brien, somebody was coming in the back door, and he got rid of that ball with something on it. 2 good plays.
Strike 1 to Max Alvis, batting for the first time. He came on to play third base for Klimchak in the third. Cleveland 6, the Red Sox 3 in a wacky one in the 4th inning. Bill Lee, the rookie from Pittsfield, in his first major league action, walked 2 in a row, then gave up the double play ball. Trying to get out of this inning untouched. Ball 1. That was the Red Sox 75th double play of the year. Strike. Lee, 6'3", 200-pounder. That's out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cleveland leading 6-3. The Red Sox won the first game 3-1 behind Sonny Siebert's arm and bat. Siebert pitched a 3-hitter and hit a home run and a double. Just inside, almost a complete swing, 2-2. Well stroked, but foul into the crowd. 2-2. Nagy started this game, was wild, charged with 4 hits and 6 runs, walked 5. Romo pitched 2/3 of an inning, walked 2, not charged with any runs, and gave up no hits. Each team has made 4 hits in the game. Alvis strikes out, and Bill Lee gets his first major league strikeout. No runs, no hits, and 1 left. And after 3 1/2 innings, the score is 6-3 Cleveland. We pause now for station identification. All you've got to do, Mr. Lee, to seek your place is to hit a 2-run homer. Cuts at the curve, and it's strike 2. 0-2. Cleveland 3, Red Sox, or Cleveland 6, Red Sox 3, 4th inning. Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Lee. Fouls the breaking pitch off. Williams is working like a machine out there right now. Foul held by the catcher Suarez, strike 3. strikeout, and Williams struck out the side. No runs, no hits. Lee is number 37, the rookie from Pittsfield, just called up to fill the place vacated by Rogenberg, wearing Gary Rogenberg's old number. Zoilo Versailles first up. Ball one. Bluffing the bunt. Zoilo came into play in the third inning, played second base when Snyder hit for Fuller. Foul, going out of play. 1-1. Versailles played in the first game, and he went 0 for 3. Boy, checked his swing on that fastball and didn't get the bat around at all. 1-2. There's a strikeout. Another one for Lee. He had a little wrinkle on that one. Versailles strikes out. Ken Suarez is up. Fouled out in the second and walked with the bases loaded in the third. Ball one. Strike. 1-1. Picked up the black on the outside corner. Off-speed pitch popped up. Watch out. Who's got it? Rico says, I'll take it, but O'Brien finally, well, who did get it? Rico got it. Petrocelli got that. Syd O'Brien stumbled, and Rico dashed over there in case Syd could not get back. Finally, they both got right, but Rico picked the ball out of the ear of Mr. O'Brien practically. 2 down. Stan Williams has grounded out and walked. He has an RBI, walking with the bases loaded. Good breaking pitch, strike one. Gotta kind of like this kid and his poise and the way he's throwing now. Again, strike. They have turned that ball over.
That's right. That's what I was going to say. He's got a screwball too.
With tail on that outside corner. Williams almost gave himself away that time. It was called a ball, but Williams thought he was struck out. Whoops. Well, he made it official that time. 2 strikeouts that inning, and a strong inning for Bill Lee. 3 in order, and gets a nice hand. At the end of 4 1/2 innings, it's Cleveland 6 and the Red Sox 3. O'Brien, 1 for 2, a 2-run homer in the third. Strike. Doubt if he'll get that pitch again from Williams, the one he hit the homer on. On the outside corner, 0-2 to O'Brien.
That home run O'Brien hit the last time, Ned, was a high fastball, and he didn't let it get by.
At shortstop, Larry Brown. throwing O'Brien out. One away. The Cubs beat the Pirates 5-2 this afternoon, and Houston leads San Francisco 3-0 after 7 innings tonight. Cardinal is 0 for 2, has a run batted in with a sacrifice fly. Rico over to first, not in time. Infield hit for Cardinal. Scotty tried to cut it off, couldn't. And Cardinal, very fast, beat Rico's arm. An infield single for Jose Cardinal, and that's the first hit given up by Bill Lee. Hit number 5 for the Indians. Larry Brown up, 0 for 2. He has walked and scored. Cardinal held at first by Jones. Ball 1. Again going over there. Cardinal stole 2 bases in the first game. There he goes. And he's got it stolen. No sweat. As Gibson didn't even offer a throw. He was ready to, but Cardinal was so far down there that there's no chance. And 0-3 couldn't have gotten it. That's the 3rd stolen base for Cardinal tonight. And on the season, he's got 14. Larry Brown now with a 2-0 count, trying to pick him up. And he's going to with that one into right field. Cardinal to the plate. Tony's throw cut off by Jones. It is now 7-3. An infield hit, a stolen base, and a single to right. Cleveland leading 7-3. Red Sox won the opening game 3-1. Duke Sims up. He's perfect in this game, a single and 2 walks. Strike. After a shaky start when first coming in, rookie Bill Lee, who walked 2 then, got a double play ball which helped, and he's been over the plate with his pitches since. Foul. 0-2 to Sims. Good curveball. Sims watched that drop a half a foot. He is out of there, and Lee now has 4 strikeouts in 2 1/3 innings.
He's got a good curveball, Nick.
That was a beauty there.
Certainly was.
shown some stuff, the hits this inning off him. An infield hit by Cardinal and a ground ball that got into right field by Larry Brown. Here's Horton. Strike. Pretty well hit toward the wall in left center. Smith there. Has it. Watch the throw back to first. Here comes Brown. And it's by everybody. And Brown now will go to second base. Jones couldn't get it. Lee and Gibson were backing up. The ball got by all three of them. So it's a deep put out on Horton's fly ball for Reggie Smith, and Reggie will draw a throwing error, allowing Brown second base. Error charged to Smith. 2 out, Harrelson up. The Hawk has been called out on strikes, looped a single to right, and grounded into a double play. 1 for 3. Ball 1.
The ball Horton hit was the hardest hit ball off of him in 3 innings, Ned. So his fastball must be alive. It seems to be moving, but his curveball has been great. I don't know whether that ball that I thought he turned over, we both agreed. I thought it could be a screwball.
It looked like it. That's ball 2. 2-0 to Harrelson. Changes speeds too, John. There's not everything just thrown hard.
Well, he's a pitcher. You know, usually I said here a few days ago that I thought it took 10 years. It probably used to be years ago that this happened. But you see more younger pitchers coming in to baseball the last 4 or 5 years at the complete product.
High foul, and that is going to be out of play. Right on top of the dugout. Scotty went right in with the Cleveland Indians. Little fraternization there. Decided to say hello to some of them. Hadn't seen them for a while. He went right down the steps in there. 2-2. Got him. Hawks strikes out, losing the bat for the second time in this doubleheader. And another strikeout for Bill Lee. He's got 5 in 3 innings. No runs, or pardon me, 1 run on 2 hits. There was an error. The run was earned. And 1 man left on base. Score at the end of 5.5 is 7-3 Cleveland. He's allowed 4 hits, one of them a 2-run homer by Syd O'Brien. Smith is 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out. Cleveland leading 7-3. Red Sox won the first game 3-1. Ball 1. Strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Out of play. Strike 2. Good pick by Horton. On the trap hop. Good play. That ball was really tagged.
Ball one. Strike. 1-1, 1 strike the count. Fastball low. 2-1. Outside, ball 3. He's got a pretty good changeup, which he has used effectively over the last couple of innings.
Ken, he's looked very good. Good fastball and a good curve, and he threw. We thought, Ned and I thought he threw a screwball on occasion.
Well, it looked that way on the other side, John. A few times. There's a foul back upstairs. Hit the facing of the sky views and went down into the lower stands. 3-2. There is ball 4. Alvis gets a walk. That is the 10th walk allowed by Red Sox pitching in tonight's ball game. And the batter now is Zoilo Versalles. Versalles struck out in the 5th inning in his only appearance. Fuller started the game at the second base position, was lifted for Snyder, a pinch hitter, in the 3rd. Runner at first, nobody out in the 7th inning. Foul ball, strike 1. Wow. He's trying to come out of a bunker on that one, I think. Strike 2. Pop foul toward Jones. Dalton's got it. 1 away in the 7th inning. We should have seen our TV crew eating before the game tonight, before this twilighter started. It looked like a bacchanalian banquet. And, all kinds of things going on here. Roast chicken, etc. And it's a good thing they did, because it's been a long time. Here's Suarez. Ground ball to Petrocelli, over to O'Brien for 1, back to first for a double play. And that will do it in the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. At the middle of 7, it is 7-3 Cleveland. Is at the plate. Wow, ball 1.
Ken, this is Sparky's 31st appearance on June 21st against the Yankees. He received his first loss of the year. He's 5-1 in the year. In that ball game, he went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 3 runs. He walked 1 and he struck out 1. 5-1 on the year.
Ball 2. Well, young Bill Lee certainly did well in his first effort. He worked 4 innings of 2-hit shutout ball. He walked 3 and he struck out 5. And for a fellow with the limited experience he's had, that's something. He had been in 26 ball games prior to tonight in professional baseball. 8 at Waterloo and 8 at Winston-Salem last year, and 10 this year at Pittsfield. 3-1. Williams is on with a walk. Check that on Lee. He did give up a run in the 6th inning. But still a very, very good job by the youngster. Jose Cardinal is up now. Ball 1. Cardinal has flied to center, popped to short, hit a sacrifice fly, driving in a run. And in the 6th inning, he singled and scored a run. Scott to O'Brien to Jones for a double play. George starts another one. So there are 2 men out now. Here it is again. O'Brien getting it over to Jones, and they make it by plenty, even on the speedy Cardinal. Foul ball. Elvis over. And he gave it a good try, but couldn't come up with it. Strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes to O'Brien. There's a drive to left center, high off the wall. Cardinal throws it in, and O'Brien skids in with a double. Boy, that fellow's got a quick bat, and he really rifled that ball. Here it is again as Cardinal goes over and fires it into second, and look at that slide. O'Brien on second base. Stings that ball. That's his 3rd double of the year. He's had a triple, and he's had now 3 homers. Here's Jones. 7-3 in favor of the Indians. And we got some warm-up action now for Cleveland. Ball 1. Juan Pizarro is warming up. Alvin Dark in the Cleveland dugout. Strike, 1-1. Ground ball to Versailles at second. He throws to Horton to get Jones. Over to third goes O'Brien. Oh, there's a man on third base with one out, and Yastrzemski coming to the plate. Carl had 1 for 4 in the first game. In this one, he has walked, grounded to first base, and grounded to second. Went into this game batting .273 with 19 homers, 51 runs batted in. Fly ball towards Sims in left field. O'Brien is tagging up. And the throw to the plate. Good throw. That fellow's got an arm out there in left. And O'Brien, of course, stays at third. He was drawing the throw. The Red Sox need a big inning here, and they're not going to take a chance with that. 2 down. Reggie Smith has been called out on strikes, has grounded out to first with a pitcher covering, and grounded to Horton unassisted in the 6th when Tony made a fine play on him. Well tagged to left field. Sims is there, though, and he's got it to retire the side. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left. At the end of 8, Cleveland 7, Boston 3. Two and two. Foul ball going over to the on-deck circle and Max Alvis. Struck out 7 men, and he has walked only 2. Rico pops it up, and Versailles is waiting. Cleveland's second baseman makes the grab, and there's 1 man out here in the 9th as Tony Conigliaro comes to the plate. Tony has doubled, been called out on strikes, and bounced back to the mound. Strike 1. Conigliaro had 1 for 3 in the first game. Strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Seattle is leading Chicago 3-0 at the end of 2 on the coast. Oakland 2 and Kansas City 0 at the end of 4 innings in their game. Fly ball down the right field line. Foul. Minnesota 2, California nothing at the end of 2, as the coast games are now all underway. And the National League has gone to bed. Strike 3. Canigliaro strikes out. 2 down in the 9th inning. And George Scott is coming up. Scotty has grounded to third, struck out swinging, and been called out on strikes. He was 2 for 4 in the first game. He's got a streak on the line here. He's been on base in 22 straight games. Foul ball, not always because of hits. One strike. One and one. Two and one now to George. Ground ball nailed by Elvis. He throws to first, and the ball game safe at first base. Horton is off the bag. Bob Stewart making the call. Horton was off the bag at first base. Here it is again. Elvis over, fielding the ball. And Tony Horton had his foot up in the air, as you could see, and it's safe at first for Scott. An error is charged to the first baseman, who is talking with Stewart on the play now. So Scott's streak is alive. 23 straight games that he's been on one way or the other. Gibson is up, and Schofield is on deck if Russ can keep it alive. There's Dick. Foul ball, strike one to Gibson.